An analysis of the United Kingdom's COVID-19 numbers reveal a worrying trend. Minority communities in the country seem to be disproportionately affected by this virus. So what does this mean for UK's ethnic communities, and how are they reacting to it? Our correspondent Anila Chaudhry gets us this report from London.
The notion that the coronavirus does not discriminate is being debunked by new evidence that shows people from the Asian, Black and ethnic minority communities are being disproportionately affected. More than a third of people who tested positive when they died of coronavirus were from these groups and communities. That's despite them making up only around 15% of the population. Figures published by NHS England show that of 13,918 patients in England who tested positive for COVID-19 at time of death up to the 17th of April, 16.2% were from Asian, Black and minority ethnic groups. Statistics show those with Indian heritage are the most affected. Although it's unclear definitively as to why these communities are being so highly affected, various reasons have been suggested. One is because these communities tend to take up frontline jobs, such as NHS staff workers, care workers and bus drivers, putting them at greater risk of catching COVID-19. Over 40% of doctors and 20% of nurses are from Asian, Black and ethnic backgrounds. The first 10 doctors to die in the UK from COVID-19 were all from these communities. I spoke to Dr. Hina Shahid, who explained some of the reasons why these communities are being disproportionately affected. So why do you think these communities have been so highly affected by coronavirus?
There's obviously a lot of concern currently about the disproportionate amount that BAME communities have been affected in the UK. The issue is that we don't have the data yet, and so that's a really big need. We need data to be able to better understand what's going on. From what we do know at the moment, it's very multifactorial. So just to break this down, we know that there are certain kind of structural and socioeconomic reasons as well that can put BAME communities at a higher risk. So data shows that BAME communities experience high levels of unemployment, are more likely to be in jobs that are higher risk, more insecure with long hours. There are issues around, poorer income, and lots of kind of overcrowded housing. So all of these factors make it difficult for people to actually observe social distancing and self-isolation.
We are faced with the greatest threat.
To combat some of those socio-economic and cultural barriers, some British Asian celebrities have joined forces to create a COVID-19 video appeal aimed at promoting safety measures within the British Asian community during the pandemic.
These areas are wiped clean after each use.
The 3-minute video features stars of music, TV and media like Sanjeev Bhaskar, Nitin Ganatra, Meera Syal, Naughty Boy and the organiser of the video, television broadcaster Adil Ray.
That makes it harder for them to fight an infection.
Adil, why did you make this video?
Well, I think like everybody, what we're faced with right now is just, it's a terrible time, and probably for British Asians, I'm a British Asian, I can't think of anything, as devastating as this. So, we just thought, well, what can we do? And I think everybody's thinking now, what can we do to do this? Like we say in the video, we'll look back in the future and we'll look back at this moment and go, well, when this happened, what were we doing at the time to help? So I think a few of us felt that let's try and record a video and try and get some messages out there to a community that perhaps, doesn't quite get the messages from mainstream media or the government like a lot of people do.
A review has now been launched by the UK government to discover why people from the Asian, Black and ethnic communities are being disproportionately affected by coronavirus. Anila Chaudhry, WION, World is One.